The other thing I thought about, which is interesting, is really kind of how things shape up based on, because I was like, I'm in Canada when I'm teaching, and there was a K9, like I did K9 as a teacher, and then I did 712.
Hmm.
And the middle school kids in both were very different, right? Because one, they're like the older kids, and one,
Hmm.
they're like the little kids coming in. And it was
Hmm.
like kind of
Hmm.
interesting how it was like different, but they just always excelled. There was like some really uniqueness. The K9, they just really stepped up as leaders. There were such good interactions between the elementary kids and how really powerful, but they were like a little bit more timid in the high school.
Right.
But they all just wanted to know they were valued, and there's like every kid. So I love that. When we were talking about, before, some of the things that you might want to share, or one of the things that you connected with was, being in the principal position after the pandemic,
Mm.
which, I don't know if we should even talk about happening.
I know. I
It's
know. I
almost
know.
like we don't want to like no
I don't
acknowledge it.
want to jinx it, but yeah, that's right.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want it to happen again. So, what's been some of the things that you've been dealing with like since then? And like, would you say, because I know you're a principal before, right? Like you've been a principal for a while. What's
Yes. Yes.
changed? What's changed in the practice? Somebody actually asked me this. Is like, do you think the principalship changed? I'm like, I don't know if I could say that because I don't know the role, but
Yeah.
you're the expert on this. So tell me, like, how has it changed since the pandemic?
I don't know about expert, but I'm very happy to offer my 2.8 cents on the matter. So yeah, a lot has changed. Let's start with the everyone's socialization got adjusted, and I'm gonna use
that's,
positive words
that's
here.
a good term. Got
That's
adjusted. I like that.
That's right. But but we often attribute that to kids, but it's also adults. Our adults, and I think we're slowly emerging out of that adjusted phase, and we're getting back to really connecting with people. Having good, meaningful conversations instead of it all being blurred out there or feeling like you're one screen amongst many.
Mm.
Uh, so
Mm.
I think we're having to have a lot of conversations with people about how to deal with people effectively. So back in the day, we used to talk about effective teaching practices. Now it's also about effective people
Mm.
practices, effective connecting practices. Um, I think about the adults in my school. So we are also a hard to staff school. So we have a lot of adults who are doing alternative licensure. Instead of coming straight out of college with a teaching degree and you're ready to be that middle
Mm.
school math teacher, this, that, and other, you you have your degree and you're ready to, and you might want to be a teacher or you want to try that. We have a lot of teachers in that fit that bill, and we take it upon ourselves, and this is me, our sister principal, Kelly Griffin, and our instructional coach, Abby Mickler. We talk so much about how to bring people up as good teaching our people who desire to be good teachers, teaching them to be good teachers. I
Mhm.
think that coaching part is very different now than it was, when we first met, when
Yeah.
we first connected. Is the principal's coaching skills has to be diverse, impactful, helpful, and it's a deeper wheelhouse. It's a deeper wheelhouse now.
You said something, and I don't know, trying to keep up with the kids.
Get it?
The you said about the being one of many screens.
Mm.
There's a term I've heard being like you're chronically online, and it's like I don't know, like, and it's some of the people that I see just kind of ranting online and
Right.
just going off, and then I meet them and they're like, and then there's this misperception. It's like, hey,
Yes.
like that does connect, that you might distance yourself because of like you believe some of the stuff that people say when they're not have to like dealing with your face, dealing with your emotion. And that's like I thought about that chronically online. It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Like the world is actually not what you are projecting right now. And I
Right.
and I see it, I'm like, oh, like you're like online and I see you like yelling and screaming all the time, but then when I meet you in person, you're like shy and timid. And,
Yeah,
and so, do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it's like two
yeah,
different personas. So it's kind
yeah.
of interesting.
That's
Yeah,
not relegated to students.
yeah.
Look,
Oh, I'm
that's
not talking. I
yeah.
didn't even
And
think
I know
about
you're not.
Susan.
That's right. I
Yeah,
wanted to highlight that point.
yeah,
That's not relegated to students. That's
yeah.
all of us are having to work out of
Mm,
something, and that's why, when we're in classrooms, seeing it's more critical now that connection,
mm,
the most important, you know what Jimmy says, the most important things that we can focus on, the three most important things
mm.
we can focus on are relationships, relationships, relationships.
Yeah.